Did you find anything? Oh, he rage quitted because he didn't find anything. Well, that's makes perfect sense. That was amazing.
You hear me?
Depends on what you mean by here.
Is it really bad?
No, I can hear you fine.
Okay. I was just I was just wondering like why are you like doing this?
It's fun and people learn things, and I get to uh, express the things that I know, and the act of doing that makes you better at understanding your own positions. Because I used to like know all the facts, but I didn't know how to articulate them. Now I can articulate them really well.
Okay, yeah, I was just wondering because I personally I believe in an afterlife and stuff, but if I didn't, I would be trying to do as much stuff that makes me as happy as possible, like going out, hanging out with my friends and or playing video games or doing stuff rather than talking to people who you believe in like nonsense.
I usually only do this like 2 nights a week, but I make money doing this too, so not all
Okay, okay. All right, that makes
it's
sense
not
then.
all super pointless.
All right. Okay, that's all I was just wanted to know because just was a little confused on why you would do that. But all right,
Oh yeah, I
well,
do all kinds of fun stuff.
mm-hmm. Like what?
Well, I play video games with my friends too. Um, there, I practice guitar regularly. I read. I'm writing a book. I have some good friends. We like to drink beer sometimes. There's a really good sushi place that I like to go check out every now and then. I go on hikes sometimes. Um, what else? I've been to several concerts. Some comedians. There's I draw. I do art. Oh, let's see. I like to make things. I like to cook too, I guess. So planning a
Okay.
wedding, that makes me pretty busy, although soon I won't be doing that anymore. So, um, crap like that.
I guess also what I'd ask is, so if the Big Bang like happened, so the concept of the Big Bang is that two atoms came together and spun really fast together and then exploded to create the universe, correct?
Who told you that?
No, that's just what I've heard. Don't like this is just what I've heard.
That's so wrong.
I'm not
Whoever
gonna go
told
and
you
say
that,
two atoms. Where do they come from? I'm
whoever
not gonna
told
be
you
like
that,
that.
kick them right in the balls.
Okay, well then
Right in the
so explain
balls.
the Big Bang to me.
Both balls. Both balls. We don't know what made the universe suddenly begin to expand. Uh, we have some ideas about that, but that wouldn't necessarily be what created our universe. We have no idea what created our universe, or even if our universe is created. So it's not. That's the Big Bang is not whatever that was.
So what is the Big Bang?
Oh, yeah, I guess I kind of didn't answer your question, did I? It's really just the observed fact that the universe expands. And so you run the clock backwards and it collapses. And maybe it collapsed to some sort of like actual singularity. We don't know exactly, but it's not a theory about what made that expansion begin to happen.
Okay.
So like right in the balls. Just right in the balls.
I'll think about it.
No, you're gonna do it.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, well,
But
yeah.
I guess I just don't understand how that makes sense to me when, like, because to me, you might say, where did God come from? And I'd say, God didn't need to be created because if he did, then he wouldn't be all powerful. But my question then is, like, so where does this stuff that eventually led to the expansion, where does that come from? Because science
No
proves that
idea.
something doesn't come from nothing.
Well, science also tells us that nothing is ever created or destroyed.
In what, how does it teach that?
It's called the law of conservation of matter and energy.
Okay.
So nothing, nobody's ever seen anything be created. It's
So
never happened.
what's like the scientific evidence behind that? Like who did
That
the
nothing is
studies
ever
and
created or destroyed.
yeah, how did like where's that come from? Because you can't really prove that.
It's 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 always proven the mass energy, the mass energy conservation. It's demonstrated in every chemical reaction. It's also demonstrated in nuclear reactions and in like what do you call it, like nuclear fusion and nuclear fission as well.
Okay, so do you like basically just believe that everything that is here now has always consisted like the atoms are just continue like replace like when I eat food and then those atoms then go into my body and they those atoms then expand my body and now I am in possession of those atoms. How does that work?
Uh, well, I mean, you're just talking about digestion and then eventually the Krebs cycle, I suppose.
Is that like the reusage of atoms, like the repurposing of atoms? Like, does that mean that all the atoms that were at the start of the expansion are the same atoms? Like, no, so if nothing is ever created, then that means that there hasn't been any atoms that have been put into the universe. So how does it expand? How does it
Well,
go from like let's say the Earth to the whole Milky Way? If it's expanding, then more atoms need to be created to allow for that space. No?
no, because the no, that would be like a steady state universe. So the universe is getting less and less dense constantly, but gravity holds things together. Um, the so like there, not every atom was present at the Big Bang, but the protons, neutrons, and electrons were all present because stars make new elements by just combining nuclei together, right? So the raw building blocks haven't changed, like the protons, neutrons, and electrons, right? Some of them have like transformed because there are like protons can decay into neutrons and vice versa and weird stuff like that. But um, yeah, it's all been there the entire time.
Okay. So then it's basically just like stretching. And
Space expands, yeah.
does that not affect anything if it's stretching?
Well, I mean, it affects the universe, but it doesn't affect you or I as we sit here.
Like when you say it affects the universe, what do you mean by that? Like in what
Well,
way?
because we're describing what the universe does. I mean, if the universe expands, then that obviously has an effect. The the initial energy, like the background radiation energy from the Big Bang, is now it's close to absolute zero, right? So the universe is moving into a cooler state with less usable energy. Entropy is increasing. I mean, this is a big deal for the universe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all I really had. I'm gonna go back to watching the Browns game. It's
Ugh,
nice talking with
that
you.
can't be good. But
I
like I
hope they
said
win.
earlier,
They're
like
looking good right now.
right in the nuts, right in the nuts.
All right. All right. Have a good
Sounds
one,
good.
man.
You too. Like right in the balls.
Hey, how's it going, Peterson?
Oh yeah, it's going fine.
That's good. Wonder if you've ever
No.
you ever talked about or um, discussed, I guess, any psychedelic experiences and how that relates to our reality?
Um, Not really.
Yeah.
I've hardly had any, so I don't know.
I I recently tried um, a three-letter one that starts with a D. I don't know if I want to say it, like
Yeah, dimethyltryptamine or whatever it is.
yeah. Um, and it was a wild experience. It's it hasn't even raised any questions that I can formulate, but it's definitely made me just look at the world around me differently.
Hmm.
Um, it it literally felt like it was taking a hallucination away.
Oh, interesting. So instead of hallucinating, you felt like existence is, and the drug cleared your mind. Actually,
Right, or it allowed.
that's an experience I had once, and it was actually extremely bad. I don't really want to talk about it, but
Okay.
it was extremely bad for me. So I'm
Yeah.
aware of that.
No, yeah, it's definitely not a thing you want to, you know, make a habit of, or if you're not comfortable with it, do it all. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to pick your brain about that.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Cool. Yeah. Have a good night.
Holy crap! There's a lot of people that are waiting. Sorry, it's might be impossible to get to all of you. Some of them are probably not there anymore. They just you just kind of still show up. Somebody's really doing the satanic numbers thing again, huh? And Nixie is correctly pointing out that pi is satanic because there's an infinite number of 666s in there. Bible Matrix, you have enough followers. Go ahead and come on up if you want to talk about it. What's up, Catherine? Catherine? Catherine?
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I had pushed the button to join.
Oh, well, that's fine.
Hey, how's it going, Peterson?
You know.
So I invented how to make polymer thermoplastic raw material into nanofibers and optionally bond to high loadings of nanoparticles. And I wanted to pick your brain about how you
Yeah,
think it can be used in, in your
I
respective field.
don't know. I'm not a materials scientist. Um, I, I don't know. Try to build a cable that can support a space elevator.
Fiber optic.
No, not fiber optic. Fiber optic cables aren't very strong.
As far as like a carbon fiber composite type
Well,
cable
something
or
like
something.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I did get some carbon fibers to do an alternate process for making our planes and stuff. But
Cool. Cool.
the first thing was a lead carbon battery. It was a hybrid battery capacitor that I sold to a global manufacturer. But yeah, it's many
Jeez,
use
dude's just
cases.
out there cashing checks and breaking necks.
Not yet. It's an emerging technology. I've been on the grind since 2014. I started this R&D lab in 2017. I discovered this. 2019, I filed the patent, and it just went through this week. So
All
it'll be
right. All
easier
right.
to license. Yeah.
Well, I've never talked to somebody that invents stuff, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I was trained by my father. He invented how to do a bunch of things. Recharge lithium-ion batteries in 1990 for the first time. He's Kirby Beard. He authored the Linden's Handbook of Batteries. Worked on many patents in various industries with him, actually. Yeah,
That's
he's
pretty awesome.
yeah. Mom's way smarter than him, though. She's a middle school public school teacher, retired, so she got those skills. But yeah, all right, man. Well, it's good to meet you. I just wanted to say I'm new to TikTok, and I like seeing another scientist on here, just chatting about cool things.
Okay. I'm just a science teacher, but thank you.
Well, perfect. But on TikTok, hearing it's good stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I'll take it.
Fair enough.
Thanks. Oh, I kind of okay. Malenko's back. All
Can
right.
you
Did
hear
you
me?
find a source?
Yep, I sure did.
All
Stephen
right.
Hawking.
All right. What does it say?
He literally says he was trying to prove how you can create something from nothing. So are you saying that his studies were pointless?
What does he say?
Also, quantum physics.
That
Oh,
I
by the way,
didn't I
rage
didn't
quit
ask
either.
you to I didn't ask you for quantum physics. I'm asking you what is the
How do
source.
you
So
get something from nothing?
what is the source and what did he specifically say?
How do you get something from nothing?
That's a quote
The
from
Big
him.
Bang Theory says that it started from a little particle out in a floating of nothing, and it blew up. So where did it come from? How do you get something from nothing?
Those are his words?
No. Who is Stephen Hawking? No, that's not Stephen Hawking's words.
What are Stephen Hawking's actual words?
Well, for one, it's Stephen, not Stephen. Stephen Hawking's. And
It's
those are
not.
that I never said that was his words.
Yes, you
I
did.
simply asked you, how do you get something from nothing?
I asked you to find a source where somebody claimed that. That's what
So
you were
you're
supposed
saying
to
the
do.
Schwinger effect is pointless, where they're trying to explain the Big Bang Theory and how you can get something from nothing, is what you're saying.
This is your argument.
I don't really care.
So
That doesn't bother me.
no scientist that understands the Big Bang claims that it's a
Have you ever heard of
universe
Stephen
produced
Hawking's?
from nothingness. And you have no sources on that. So
Yeah, that's
this is
literally
called
what
a
the Big Bang
straw
Theory
man
says.
argument, and I don't
It's
engage
the
with straw
beginning of
man
the universe,
arguments.
bro. That's literally what the Big Bang Theory is. It's
It's
trying to,
not. And
yes, it's trying to
and
explain how the difference between God. The Bible says God created the universe. Your science says it was the Big Bang Theory. That's literally
yes,
the
the
two
Bible
arguments.
is a book of nonsense written
I
down
agree.
by
It is.
idiots.
I agree. But the Big Bang Theory, prove it. Prove it happened.
It has been proven. We live in a universe
Okay,
that
how?
expands.
And that does not prove that the Big Bang Theory happened.
That is the Big Bang Theory.
No, it's not.
Yes, it
Have you
is.
looked up the Big Bang Theory recently?
More times than you, which is to say more than zero.
I doubt that.
I don't.
Do I sit on TikTok doing this all day? No, I do not. I actually have a life.
So people who are on TikTok don't have lives?
Pretty much, for the most part, yeah.
What are you on right now?
I'm not sitting, this isn't my living, bro.
Well, you're on. So I asked, what are you on?
It wouldn't be much different than watching TV, would it?
No, it wouldn't. So I guess
Exactly.
I have a life, and so do you. Being on this app means nothing.
Oh, okay. So how do you get something from nothing? Explain the Big
I
Bang
don't
Theory.
believe in that. So you
You're the
asking me
genius,
that has
then
no
explain
bearing
the
on
Big Bang Theory.
anything that I believe in.
Explain
So
it.
I'm not answering that question because it has nothing to
No,
do with
because you
me.
can't.
It's not what I believe
They,
in.
the science hasn't proven it yet. It's not proven.
It's also not a scientific claim.
What, the Big Bang
If you
Theory?
don't
It
get
most
this,
certainly is.
then whatever.
No, I get it completely. I'm pretty sure it's you that doesn't get it. I'm pretty sure.
So what do you believe in?
What do you mean, what do I believe in?
Name something
I
you
don't
believe
really
in.
care how the universe created. That doesn't really affect me, one way or the other. Who gives a fuck? Are you gonna sleep better tonight knowing how the universe was created?
I don't know that, and I never pretended that I do.
Then what's the big debate here? What's the point?
Of talking to you, I don't
You don't
know
care.
because you don't have an argument. What you're trying to argue with
My,
me about
yeah, I didn't have an
is
argument.
not
I had a
something that
question.
I
You're
believe
right.
in. Oh, geez, I have to mute you. So once again, the thing that you came up here to argue with me about is not something I believe in. So we're not even and then he just rage quitted again. Okay. And then I burped.
Hello.
In dog years, maybe.
Hello?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, I'm coming through.
Sorry?
Is my voice coming through? I know it
It's a
can be a
little
little
quiet,
laggy
but yeah.
sometimes. Oh, all right. Sorry. I just wanted to ask you how what you think about the fine-tuning argument. You know how like usually they say a bunch of random different things all the time, but the conclusion is always that the most logical reasoning is or the most logical answer would be an intelligent mind behind it.
Yeah, I don't get the leap. Why does it have to be a mind? But that mind, you have to engage in special pleading to do the argument because the mind is uncreated. So if you're engaging in logical fallacies, it means that your argument is terrible. But even if it wasn't special pleading, why is it a mind? Why isn't it three minds? Why isn't it 436,896,411.2 minds? There's no
Yeah.
reason for any of those to be more favorable than the other.
Hmm. So
And
it's just
oh, sorry.
so yeah, sorry. So it's just
I
like
actually don't know what I was gonna say, so
yeah, it happens to me too. So it's just lots of assuming, lots of fallacies there.
basically, well, the big thing, yeah, I mean, there's the special pleading, but yeah, I mean so yeah, that's the main problem.
All right. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna stop bugging you about that now. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hmm, I don't understand what's happening right now. I have so many guests tonight. I don't understand why. We got a lot of viewers though too. Hello, Gojo.
Hey, sorry, can you add me back in 10 minutes? I'm in a train, please.
Okay, I'll invite you back in 3 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever it was. Hello,
Hello.
what's up?
Hey. So I was just listening, and first time viewer, thank you for your live. You said you don't believe in the Big Bang Theory and with that one guy. So, what is your belief? I see you have a lot of.
I don't have a belief about where the universe came from.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm new, so what is where is the human Homo erectus come from?
Where did Homo erectus come from?
Humans. Yeah, human. That's Homo
Well,
erectus.
humans probably directly evolved from Homo heidelbergensis, which
Okay.
probably
Yeah,
directly
sorry.
evolved from
Apes.
Homo erectus.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. You are great. Great point. Sorry. Bad verbiage on my side. So where do we come from?
What do you
Where's
mean?
where's where's creation? I mean, I was looking at evolution as false or is true. Sorry, the Big Bang Theory happened. Is that just like text that you want to uh, dispute, or is this stuff that you believe in?
These are things I believe in.
Okay, so help me out. So I'm new. Like I said, I'm new. So kind of, I've only been in here maybe like 30, 45 minutes. So can you kind of walk a newbie through it?
Through the theory of evolution?
No, through your facts here that you've pointed out above your head to what so Earth isn't flat. I agree. There's things I believe in and things that I just don't. So or I don't know enough about. So I'm looking for input, education. Is that something I should scroll through your
I mean, I
ladder?
got playlists you can
Yeah.
go through
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I mean, if I sat here and tried to explain like the theory of evolution, I mean that would take a really long time.
Right. So like a high end like real quick recap. Just points. Just like one let's say two bullet points so I can kind of get a grip, right? I'm new, trying to learn, trying to evolve, if you will.
Sure. I mean, I guess I would say for evolution, I mean, genetics proves that all life on this planet is related to some degree, and those
Yeah.
relations match pretty much perfectly with what you can predict based off of the anatomical similarities.
Okay.
So, and like the taxonomic categorizations of animals. There are sometimes weird exceptions because evolution does weird things, but there are
Sure.
exceptions.
Right.
And the fossil record clearly demonstrates that the organisms that lived in the deep past were completely different than the organisms that live today. But every organism that's born is born through reproduction.
Right.
So therefore, we're the
Evolution.
descendants of different organisms from the past.
Right. No. Yeah. I'm great with that.
Well, that's the shortest, simplest way that
Oh,
I can.
for just that's just evolution, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good with that. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know anything about the Big Bang. I was born and raised in a Christian family, so deep roots in Christianity. So yeah, that would be, so I think that takes out like two or three, maybe 4 points. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying is I'm not arguing. I'm here maybe for more education.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, as far as that stuff, I mean, that's the short and simple of it for those. I mean, that's about, I don't know. Does that work for you?
The about?
What?
Did I miss something?
I don't know what's going on anymore.
Oh
I'm
no, no,
just,
no. So I was saying I was born and raised in a Christian family, which I said would hit about four of your topics. So that's kind of where I was like, so educate me, or I should probably look back into your previous posts and see that way I could have not for lack of better words, bad vernacular ammunition for great questions, right?
right. That would,
Okay.
I mean, that's what I would recommend. I have several hundred
Ab-
videos on average. I think they're 4 minutes
Absolutely. Here,
long.
I'm gonna hit follow right now. There you go. I'm a
Okay.
new follower because I do want to learn and expand my mind. I thank you for your time and your patience.
You're welcome.
Have a great evening.
You too.
Thank you.
Saw, bro.
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Hey. I just had a question.
Okay.
Um,
I just have an answer.
now, do you believe in the Big Bang?
Probably. I just believe whatever my government tells me.
I heard there was a Big Bang and two rocks collided and made everybody. And
That's
I just don't have enough faith to believe that.
Well, see, I didn't used to believe that, but then I got my jab, and then I just simply started. I started worshiping idols and the government, and then it all made sense.
You believe in the government? How about them aliens?
Everything they tell me, yeah.
Do you believe they found those aliens? Those demons?
Oh, yeah, I think they probably were demons, yeah.
I mean, look at them. I mean, they're hideous creatures from all kinds of worlds.
Yeah, yeah. It must have been feminists, right?
Probably communists, probably liberals. The damn liberals trying to take away our country. Aliens
they are.
coming in.
Yeah.
You know what? Trump's got to build a wall around the earth to protect us from the damn aliens.
Well, no, I don't believe in that. If anybody's going to protect us, it's going to be Fauci.
Fauci,
Yeah.
he believes in the Big Bang too, just like you. He's one of them liberals.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like a few years ago I got the jab, and then like I said, I just started worshiping idols and the government. It all started making perfect sense to me. Do you drink Do you drink blood? Because I drink a lot of blood, but it's only from imported illegal immigrant aborted fetuses. There.
That's murder, sir. I don't believe in abortion. That's murder.
Well, it's my body, so I'll drink whatever imported illegal alien fetus blood I want.
I guess. All right. Well. All right. I guess you got me there, boy.
Yeah. Yeah, because this country was founded upon freedom. So.
Freedom. 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 I love me some freedom. Bald eagles, American flags, and barbecue.
Whoa, dude. Okay, the flag
Welcome
is
to America.
offensive. The flag is offensive to. Well, it just is. Okay, so there.
All right, get them bald eagles out of here. I gotta go. I gotta
Okay.
get in trouble.
Later.
What the hell?
What? I kinda had to, didn't I?
What the hell?
What?
1 second, let me fix my camera.
Oh, okay.
Because I hate when people go on camera and don't, like, show their face.
Well, it
All right.
doesn't bother me none.
There we go.
Whatever. Ah, yes.
It
Such
bothers me.
visibility. Very wow.
All right. My question for you was on the stoned ape theory.
Oh, I don't have any opinion on it.
Well, like,
No.
it kind of goes in line with evolution. That's why I was asking.
I
Like,
mean,
that may have been
it's an
where we
idea.
evolved from was ape.
Sorry.
You know the theory, right? Like, the apes ate shrooms, got to tripping, and then it basically made their brain evolve.
Yeah, I've heard something like that. I think it's dumb. I can't get over how
Well, I did too, honestly.
you made such a big point of pulling up your camera, and I can't see anything at all. It's really that
You can't
made
see
it
anything?
worse.
Wait 1 second. You see now?
No, I can't see anything.
My bad. It's still black?
You gotta have the light
What the?
facing you, not behind you.
That better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Now, yep.
Okay. My bad. So, yeah, I was just curious about that. Like, I watched something called Fantastic Fungus, a movie about it. And, like, it tells how, like, mushrooms are, like, universal across our world. Like, they basically are responsible for, like, everything that happens on Earth. The way the trees grow and everything is based off mushrooms. And they're the little highways they make with their roots, if you will.
Yep. Mycelium networks or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, you seem to be pretty educated guy when it comes to scientific things. I didn't know if like you had heard about the stoned ape theory and what you had, if you had any
I've
real
heard
like
about it, but it
thoughts on it.
seems like a cute idea, but not a very compelling one to me.
I don't know. I until I watched that, I really didn't think much about it. And then I thought about what shrooms do to the human brain. Like people saying that like they've been doing studies with them and how it can like heal certain ailments and stuff, help with brain issues. So that got me thinking on it. And then I stumbled across your channel and I was like, okay, this guy seems to be pretty science based. And I like your the God hypothesis thing. That's kind of cool. Like that's really cool how you put that, the hypothesis.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold up your channel too much longer. I just kind of want to pick your brain on the stoned ape theory. I'll let you
All
go.
right. Yeah, sorry, I don't know. You gotta watch
Take
the
care, man.
Paul Stamets Joe Rogan episodes, I guess. Later. Okay, I think we have time for like one more, and then I should probably go. Hello, Jur?
Yo,
What's
hello.
up? Yes, hello.
Yo, I just wanted to know what you meant by your faith is equal to anyone's. I just didn't understand like what you're saying there.
So last night I had a debate with some Muslim apologists, and I kept saying Spanky created the entire universe and he has powers beyond our comprehension or understanding, and he's infinite and he knows all, he's omniscient and all powerful, blah, blah, blah. And the guy realized that there was nothing he could possibly do to say that the God he believes in is superior to this because they're both predicated on faith, which is to say that they're both just, you just believe them for no reason other than you believe them.
Oh, okay, cool. That's all. I was just wondering.
Oh, okay. My God is evolution faith.
Allah, thank you, man. Thank you for having me. How you doing?
I am doing fine.
Okay, I hope it's not too loud. I'm a bit in the city right now. I'm going to my office. Can you hear me? Can you understand me also?
Yeah.
Excellent. Um, what is your main criteria for truth? Your main standard for truth?
That's a good question. Like as a source of truth, or like as a method for trying to find the truth?
No, your standard for truth. What defines what is true and what is not? Your
Okay, then I
methodology
would
is
say
something
the
else.
facts. The truth is what the facts are.
So that is circular. If you say the fact is something that is proved and known to be true, that
No, you
cannot be
asked
your
me what
standard for truth.
you asked me what the standard is. The truth is
Yes.
what the facts are. Truth and
So
facts
so
are different. If I describe, like, truth is descriptive. Facts are just elements of this existence that we have.
no. Fact is defined as something that is known and proved to be true. So when someone asks you what is your standard for truth, he's asking you what is the thing that defines what is true, not what is an example of true. A fact is an example of truth.
Does this cup
So what is
exist? Gojo,
that
does
is
this
yes,
cup exist?
it does exist.
What's your standard for claiming that there is a cup that exists?
Okay, now that's excellent.
I
The
would
standard for
say
truth that
the cup.
no, let me answer. No. The
The
standard for
cup and
truth.
claiming that it exists, I don't think are the same thing.
No. So the standard for truth here is what corresponds to reality is true. Correspondent is theory.
Okay.
So truth is defined as what corresponds to reality that is true. So here you would say the cup exists is true because it corresponds to reality. You can go for coherentism or pragmatism, but this is different. Now, so when I was asking you what is your standard for truth.
I
Can
would
you
say
hear
the
me?
truth is what the facts are.
So again, fact is something that is defined and proved to be true. That's the definition of fact. So it makes your understanding circular.
Oh,
But it's
okay.
okay. It's
Well,
okay.
that's
So
unfortunate.
I will assume it's okay. Let's move on. I will assume that you accept correspondentism, which means what corresponds to reality is what truth is, right?
I would suppose, yeah.
Excellent. So how do you now? I'm going to ask you about your methodology. How do you know what corresponds to reality?
Well, we investigate that. So again, it's either the methodology or the facts themselves.
The methodology.
So
No, the methodology. You can't have access to the fact. The fact is a proposition. I'm asking you what is the methodology you're going, to prove that something corresponds to reality.
sure, I guess it would be through some sort of empirical investigation.
Empirical investigation, excellent. So it is pretty much the scientific method, or no? Is it the scientific method the best tool that you have?
For figuring out true facts, I guess, but not everything is scientific. I mean, I am holding a cup in my hand. I wouldn't call that a scientific investigation because I offered no prediction, and I haven't described anything about the way the natural world works. I'm just saying that there's a cup in my hand.
Yeah,
I
no.
wouldn't
So
say
when
that
you
I
say
wouldn't say that
empirics,
any observed fact is necessarily scientific.
okay, no problem. Then that it is not the scientific method. So here you are appealing to some type of subjective perspective, right? Because when you say something is empirical, something is can be verified empirically, and that means that it is something that can be experimented. Something can people can observe not only, but by induction they can make general assumptions through it, right? And if that is your standard for truth, then you don't know if you have a great 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 grandfather because you cannot empirically check that. Can you?
Yes, I can.
Go ahead, do it. Empirically prove me that you have a great, 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 great grandfather.
How
Let's
do
say
we
10th
tell
generation.
that? How do we tell that somebody? How do we do a paternity test?
That is paternity, your own father. I'm talking about your great, great to the 10th generation, your great grandfather to the 10th generation.
So
Empirically
the
prove it,
way the
prove
way
that he
we could
existed.
prove, yeah. So the way we could prove that would be exactly the same way we do paternity tests.
But they don't exist anymore. So you can't do paternity tests for them anymore. So that means you cannot empirically prove that
My
they
great great
existed.
great grandfather doesn't
To the
exist.
to the 10th generation, you cannot prove empirically that they existed. Meaning you cannot have
Sure, you can. Their
observations.
body.
Go
We
ahead, do
may
it.
be able to find their body. There may be documentation about them. That
No,
the
no, no,
evidence
no.
can theoretically disappear or be destroyed or not be found, but in principle, it can be done.
Now you're saying in principle it is possible to do it. I'm saying
Of course, it
your
is.
standard for truth is empiricism. Your methodology is empiricism, and I'm asking you to prove that you have a great grandfather to the 10th generation empirically. You cannot do it because you cannot empirically verify what your claim is. What you're
Gojo,
doing
you
right
can't.
now is
Gojo,
an
Gojo. Is there an amusement
yeah,
park
yeah.
on
I'm
the
listening.
far side of the moon?
I don't know, but most likely no.
Most likely not. You can't empirically prove that.
I can prove it. I could go
No, you
there and prove it.
can't. No,
I
you
can.
can't. Do it right now.
I I could go there and prove it.
Oh, in principle, you
But
could?
no. Okay, okay, no problem.
Exactly.
So wait,
Now
one
you
second, one
understand
second.
how it works.
No, no, no. I haven't said that my standard for truth is empiricism. That is
Thank
you.
you. Come
You are
again.
me. Yeah.
That was like those hackers where they're like, "Do not redeem! Do not redeem! No! No, 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 no!"
So can you hear me again?
Yeah, what's up?
So I have a question for the science again.
Okay.
Okay, so evolution is true. So if I breed a dachshund and what is it, a greyhound, and create a min pin, does that make me a creator, or is that part of evolution?
Whether or not it's you want to call yourself a creator, that's sort of a subjective thing. Did the allele frequencies change? Yes, evolution occurred because that's the definition. That's a definition of evolution.
So I created evolution if I bred those two
No,
animals
evolution is something that happens. You can't create something that happens. That's silly.
over a long period of time, correct?
No, evolution can literally happen in one generation. In fact, it always
That would be
happens.
heredity, or not heredity. There's actually a term for that, and I can't think of it. It's not
Do
heredity,
you
though.
what is evolution? Go ahead and tell us.
It says that one thing turned into another thing.
That
Dinosaurs
is an
turned into birds.
implication of evolution. What is evolution?
That is evolution. What do you mean
That's one of the implications for
when
evolution,
something
but
turns into something
that's
else?
not what
It
it is.
evolved.
How do organisms evolve?
When something evolves into something else
How do they do that?
through long periods of time.
Yeah, what
Apparently, coming from the ocean onto land is actually what's going
How
on.
do they evolve? What has to change
You're
about
the
them?
scientist. You explain it. I'm asking you, the science.
You're the one that's
It's
critical
debate
about
or join to
evolution,
ask
but you don't
science
know
questions.
anything
I'm not
about it,
debating
including the
you.
very basics of
Explain
how
it.
it works.
I'm not debating you. Explain it. You're the scientist. Explain it, Mr. Scientist.
The only way for organisms to change over
Explain to
time.
me how evolution works, scientist.
Do you want me to answer the question?
Yes, go ahead.
The only way for evolution to, or the only way for an organism to change over time is for changes in their genes to occur. That's evolution. So if two organisms reproduce and the combination of alleles, which are like variations of the genes that they have, are different in the next generation, evolution has occurred.
So I'm an evolution of my mother and father,
Sure.
is what you're saying.
You're not really an evolution of them because they didn't turn into you, but they
Exactly.
pass on genetic information and you're different from them.
Yes.
So, in a way, evolution has occurred.
Okay. I
You
don't know.
really can't study evolution unless you do it like at the population level, though.
Okay. That was just my question. Didn't really answer it, but whatever.
Yes, it did. he's, he's, he's rage quitted 3 times. Wait, I thought it was 3 pigs, but it's pips. I don't think this dude's actually there anymore, but no. Okay. Remember when that guy said, I can't empirically prove that I have a great, 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 great grandfather? But I said, well, even if the evidence isn't there, that's irrelevant because in principle I could, because the physical evidence in principle could exist. And then he said, no, that's not how it works. And then I did the moon thing and he said, oh, well, in principle I could. Oh, that was actually like extremely funny. Yeah, what's up? Is there
Yeah.
an amusement park on the opposite side of the moon?
Yeah, so from my own standard, I'm not saying that it is empiricism that is my methodology for truth. I didn't say that. That's your own position. It is a straw man if you're asking me the question thinking it's a gotcha moment. It is all it does is that it
So, no,
exposes.
what it did was it demonstrated a total inconsistency
No,
in the
I
way you were
didn't
trying
say
to
my standard.
criticize my position.
Ask
You're
me my
telling
standard
me
first.
I can't claim something is true because I can't do it in the real world. The
You
ability to
made
do
the
it in
claim.
principle doesn't count.
You made
And
the
then when I
claim.
asked you for an example of something you could do in principle, that does count for you.
No. You made the claim. I didn't make the claim that it is my standard. Ask me my standard, and I'm going to teach you.
Okay, what's your standard for truth?
Excellent. It is correspondentism. What corresponds to reality is what is true. And my methodology for it is, listen, let me finish. You're asking a standard, I'm going to tell you. About things that transcend our own existence, we couldn't be able to know it unless there is something that transcends our own existence that tells us that
Prove
would
it.
account for it.
Prove
Let
it.
me finish it. You'll understand. Prove what?
Prove that there needs to be something that transcends our experience and our understanding.
Oh, okay, excellent. I said about things that transcend my own existence. Go read Kant. About things that transcend my own existence, I wouldn't be able to know it because by definition it transcends my own existence. I wouldn't be able to reach there by understanding.
Then you can't
So,
justify it.
and I can justify it. Come on, man.
No, you can't
What
because
is
it's
it?
beyond your ability to comprehend.
No, that's not the point. The point is not whether it is beyond my, my
Sounds like the
ability
point to
to
me.
comprehend. No, that's your strawman position. Now listen, I didn't say it's something about comprehension. I said it is something about my ability to reach there, right? About things that transcend my own existence. I wouldn't be able to know it unless there is something that transcends my own existence that communicated that to me. As simple as that. You were talking earlier about the Big Bang. Let me ask you a very simple question.
Can you comprehend this thing?
Yes, definitely. If
This
something communicates,
thing that transcends all whatever, can you comprehend it?
something that transcends my existence could communicate to me in a way that I would be comprehending. Yes, 100%.
Can you comprehend it? You're saying yes, you can?
Yes.
Okay, explain how it is comprehended.
Okay, excellent. Communication is moving information from an agent A to an agent B. If an agent A transcends my own existence and he communicates with me he can communicate it in a language, meaning in a codified way of
Prove it.
Can I finish what I'm saying before you say prove it? Okay, 1 second, right? 1 second. Do you understand what an internal critic is and what an external critic is?
A what?
An internal critic, do you know what it means? And do you know what an external critic is?
Not really.
Okay, good. If you're making an internal critic of my own position, you have first to say, I grant you the premises, prove the conclusion. That's what you're going to say. And then, or you say, I grant you the premises, and you try to show that there is an internal incoherence with what I'm saying. If you're asking me to prove that there is a being that transcends my own existence, I can do it. Of course I can do it. If you're asking
Okay,
me to
do it
say,
right now then. I don't want to
excellent,
talk about anything else. Do that.
perfect. Let's do it like this, step by step. All things that exist are either contingent or they are necessary.
No idea if that's true.
I'm making the claim. This is my premise. My first premise is all things that exist are either contingent or necessary. Otherwise, they are impossible. Meaning their existence would lead to a logical contradiction.
Prove it.
This is the first premise.
Prove it.
It's a premise.
I don't know if I should believe your argument based on your premises. Prove that your premise is true.
No problem. After I say, you will
an
say
argument isn't an argument isn't evidence.
No problem. Okay, no problem. Still, I will prove it to you. No problem. If you're saying an argument is not evidence, you're admitting that an argument can be sound if the premises are true, the conclusion is true, but still you are deciding to reject.
Premise is true.
Excellent. So contingent means something that could be any other way, and the opposite of it is something that couldn't be any other way. So this is a true dichotomy.
Aware of that. Prove.
It doesn't seem the case. Let me finish.
No,
it is a true dichotomy. Yeah, let me finish. I'm proving it. Listen. True dichotomy. Something is either or it is the opposite of this. This is the law of the excluded middle, literally. If you know what I'm saying, you know. What do you know the law of excluded middle? Do you know the law of non-contradiction?
Something can't be both A and not A at the same, or if something is A, it can't also be B or whatever.
No. Come on, man. The law of non-contradiction is A and not A cannot be true at the same time.
Well, you said excluded middle. Now it's non-contradiction.
Excluded middle is something is either A or not A, not anything in between.
Yes.
Yeah. So here it is a true dichotomy. Something that could be any other way, or something that could not be any other way. It's a true dichotomy. Yep. So everything that exists is either one or the opposite. Simple? Right?
Sure.
I mean, you were saying prove it. I proved it.
Uh-oh. What happened? Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now? Okay, good. So you said prove it. I proved the first premise.
I already forgot what premise one was because you said so many things. What was premise one?
Just 1 second. Yeah, so the first premise was, I will repeat it. The first premise was things are either necessary or contingent. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good now? It's better now?
It's better, yeah.
Sorry, I had a phone call. So yeah, I was saying something is either contingent or necessary. Oh, man.
Okay.
I'm hearing myself back, so... Okay, good now. I think it's good now. Okay, so again, can I go down and you put me back up again? I'm hearing myself. Real quick. Okay, I think it's good now. So I was saying something is either contingent or necessary. Contingent means it could be any other way. Oh, man. Okay, 1 second. 1 second. Yeah, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I got a phone call. I think this is what happens when you have a phone call. So yeah, I was saying You were saying prove the first premise. The first premise is everything that exists, if it is possible, if the existence is possible naturally, it is either contingent or necessary. And that's the first. That's the first premise. And you said prove it. I did prove it. It's fine. Can I move on?
I suppose.
Okay, good. The second thing is we see that there is something that exists. The universe exists. It is made of parts. These parts can be changed and organized in a certain way. It makes it that it is in a certain way and not in another one that makes the universe contingent.
Says who?
It's a demonstration. Listen, the universe exists. You have a problem with that?
I don't have a problem that it exists.
Okay, good. The universe
Why is it
exists.
contingent?
I explained that. Now I will explain it again. The universe exists. Something that is contingent is something that could be any other way. The universe
Prove that
exists.
the universe could be any other way.
Yes, the universe could be. You have a possible world where the Earth is spinning in the opposite direction. That is a possible world. I just proved it. It's realization. I just proved it. It's realization.
No, you didn't. You just asserted it. Prove it.
Okay, its realization doesn't entail a logical contradiction. Therefore, it is a possible world that exists. The universe is in a particular way and not in another one. In this universe, the constant of gravity around certain areas is 9.8.
You haven't proved that the Earth could spin the other way.
Okay, no problem. I will leave the Earth spinning or nothing. I'll just give you any other example. Gravity here
Give
on
me proof.
Earth.
Prove it.
Can you listen? You will understand. I think if you listen, you will understand. The Earth, for example, right? You have a possible world where I'm walking in the opposite direction instead of walking in this direction. That's a possible
world. Prove that
that's
possible.
It is possible because its realization doesn't entail a contradiction.
So whatever you can come up with in your imagination doesn't tell me what is and isn't possible.
Yeah, I can give you an example of something that's not possible. A square circle is not possible.
Just because something's possible doesn't mean that it could, therefore, or that there must be a case in which it would happen.
I said a possible world. See, listen, mark my word. I said there is a possible world where I could be working in the opposite direction. That means there is a possible universe that is different from this universe.
So just whatever.
Yes, there is. Can you prove it wrong? Go ahead.
So, well, no, you're the one making the claim.
I made the claim and I proved it. I said it doesn't entail a logical
You used the
contradiction.
power of your imagination, but just because we can imagine something.
Does it? What? Go ahead. Prove that there is no me.
No, you're the one that made the claim.
No, yeah, the claim is this: that there is a possible world where I'm walking in the opposite direction, and it is a possible world because its realization doesn't entail a logical contradiction.
So if we can imagine something, then it's possible.
No, if you can imagine you cannot. I mean, you can imagine a square circle. You can imagine whatever you want. It doesn't make it possible. So things you can imagine things. Things are
all you did was imagine something.
I didn't imagine. I gave you an example of a possible world.
Yeah, using the power of your imagination.
No,
you described something that isn't the case in this universe and said,
okay,
therefore it's possible. Maybe it's not possible. Maybe you can just imagine it.
No, so now you're saying, oh, maybe it's this, maybe a married bachelor is impossible. A square circle is impossible. These are things that you can imagine, but they're impossible.
Yeah, just because you can imagine something happening doesn't necessarily mean it's possible.
That's not the point. The
Unless
point
we have an infinite number of universes, I guess.
No. The point is...
What do you mean, no?
No, the point is that it is possible because its realization doesn't entail a logical contradiction.
Right. If you can imagine something, then it's possible. I can't imagine a square circle. Neither can you.
You can't conceptualize it. That means you can imagine it. Come on.
Yep, you can exactly. That's what I just said. So if we can imagine something, that means it's possible.
No.
I can imagine that all of your arguments are wrong. Therefore, it's possible.
There is a possible world where all my arguments are wrong. There is a possible world where that is the case.
Then that necessarily guarantees that that you are wrong, because if we can imagine it, then it must be possible and it must be true. Or there is a strand of existence where you are wrong, and I'll just claim that we live in that strand of existence.
No. You conceded. I like that. Perfect. I accept your claim. You just said Yes, I accept your claim. Your claim is that there is actually a possible world where my arguments are wrong. That means there is a possible universe that is different from this one that makes the universe contingent. Thank you very much. You have proved my point. Now, can we move on?
Sure.
Excellent. Thank you for accepting, and thank you for proving my point. Now, the thing is this: if this universe we accept, this universe is contingent. There is a different world where the possible world that is different from our own. The universe is therefore contingent. That is something unknown. That's my second premise. So the first premise: everything is either contingent or necessary, and the second premise is the universe exists, and everything within it is within the universe. Where everything that we can observe is within the universe, and the universe is contingent. That's my second premise.
Yep.
Okay, good. My third premise is this. It is that something that is contingent, it requires for its existence something outside of ourselves. Something that is contingent requires as an explanation for its existence, something that is outside of itself. That's my
Prove
third
it.
premise. Good. If something is contingent, it can be any other way. I mean, it can be in a particular way, and it can be in a different way, right? And that thing that being contingent is something that you would have to explain that this thing would need require for itself, for its existence something else, or it would require for its existence itself. If you're saying the thing or something else that is contingent, and if you're saying it is, having as an explanation for its existence, is having itself as an explanation for its existence, then you will have to account for the fact that it is in a particular way and not in another one. Then you will have to explain that this thing is existing in a particular modality in another, rather than another one, which means that this thing is abiding by a different law that is outside of itself. That makes it definitely a wrong possibility. The second thing is this. If you're saying is this thing
This
is
is the
requiring,
third premise. This run-on sentence is your third premise.
you are asking me
This
to
is
prove it.
fucking stupid.
I am proving you the third premise.
You don't need to prove it. You can get to the
Did you
conclusion because your
did you
conclusion is going to
understand
be
it?
utterly annihilated by your own
Did you
logic in about
understand?
5
Did you
seconds.
understand? Did you understand the third premise? Still
Just
man me. I'm listening.
pretend that I did.
Still man me. You can't.
Just
I'm gonna do it.
just do
okay.
your own argument. Yeah. Assume that you're right about everything and I'm wrong about everything, and just give your argument.
Good, thank you. So the first premise, I'm gonna repeat and I'm gonna give the conclusion. First premise: everything that exists is either contingent or necessary. The universe exists and it is contingent. And anything that is contingent requires for its explanation something outside of itself. The fourth premise is for the universe to exist, for everything to exist, there has to be, if you take the set of all contingent existences, that set in itself is contingent. That's the fourth premise. The set of all contingent existences is also contingent. That means that according to the third premise, that set in itself requires for its existence something outside of itself. The conclusion is there is something outside of the set of all things that are contingent that explains the existence of all the things that are contingent. And therefore, because of the first premise, something is either contingent or necessary. The thing that is outside of itself, or outside of the set of all contingent thing explaining it, is by definition something that is necessary. Therefore, there is a necessary existence that explains the existence of all things that exist outside of the necessary thing. That's my first. That's the first conclusion.
Great. So you're claiming that this thing is God.
I didn't say that yet.
Is it though? Because I'd like to just get to the end here, where your own logic is going to disprove the God you believe in.
Yeah, no, I didn't say that. This is not, I have proved to you that there is a
Gojo,
necessary
you've been
existence.
speaking for 97 million
Can you
years.
okay. disprove me? Can you disprove me?
I can disprove this God that you believe in using your own argument.
What is my conclusion? Go ahead. What is my conclusion?
Do you believe that a necessary God that is not contingent created this universe based on your argument there?
My arguments, I went first and I proved that there is a necessary existence. That's the first thing I did. Now I'm going to prove it.
Do you think that it's God?
Yes, and I'm going to prove this to you.
Yeah,
but you have first to accept it.
Just
if
shut up for 2 seconds. The God that you believe in, can your God do anything?
Yes.
So it's possible that your God could have done other things?
Are you granting what I said?
Yeah, everything you said is fine. Here are the questions.
Okay, then,
it's
perfect.
your turn
let me
to just answer questions. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
The God you believe in, can it do anything?
It could. Yeah, it can do anything.
So it's possible that the God could have done other things other than the things that it did.
It is possible that God decides to do
Then
anything
it's
else.
contingent. Thank you.
That's
Come
that's the
again.
dumbest thing I have heard. Listen, did you hear
Oh
yourself?
my God.
Did you
What
hear
is it that
yourself?
something is contingent? It means it could have been some other way. Your
But you
God can
said God,
literally do
what God
anything, so
does.
it could have done
No,
things in
no,
a different
something.
way.
No, no,
That
no.
means it's
Something that.
contingent.
Listen, listen. No, no. Something that is in a way and something that is doing something is different. Are you okay, man? Seriously, is this your argument?
No,
This
it's
is really the
your
slowest.
argument.
This is the slowest thing I have ever heard.
Gojo,
And
this
this is.
is your argument.
I swear, this is the slowest counterpoint I have ever heard from an atheist. Are you atheist?
That's great.
Seriously, are you an
Is your
atheist?
could your God have been some other way?
No.
But your God can do anything.
God, yes, God can do
That means it
anything.
could have done other things other than the things your God
But
did. That
but
makes it
but no,
contingent according to your own argument.
no,
What do you
come on,
mean
man.
no?
No, the thing is this. I will
Oh
define
God, you're dumb.
contingency. Yeah, I will define. No, you are actually dumb because you didn't even get the argument. And that's the point. The point is you cannot still man my position. You cannot even still man the
Something that
definition I
is
gave.
contingent could have been some other way. The God you believe in is infinite and
For
can do anything,
this is
meaning
not.
the things it did could have been other things.
Do you
Otherwise, the
know
God
what?
you believe in doesn't even have free will.
No, no, no. That's
It's
not the case.
contingent.
God is an agent. Do you know what? Listen, right? Do you know what a category error is? A category error. Do you know it?
Do you know what it means to move the goalpost?
I haven't moved. I am still camping here. I am sitting here and I'm telling you again. I'm going to repeat it. What my claim is that I have proved to you there is a necessary being. That's the first thing I've done, and I'm going to go through it easily. And the definition of something that is necessary,
Okay.
that is contingent.
I'm gonna mute you again because there's actually another point here.
It's not that
Is
I'm
it
repeating the thing. Why are
no?
you running?
Because you've just steamrolled this whole thing. I have an
No,
important question.
is it a
Can something
conversation? Are we having
Gojo?
a conversation?
You either will answer this very simple question or I'm done. Okay?
Okay,
Can something
run. Go
that is
ahead. I'm listening.
contingent also create something or be responsible for another contingent thing?
Something that is contingent cannot be an explanation for the existence of something else.
So my parents gave birth to me. Are we both
Mm-hmm.
contingent?
You are both contingent.
Great. So you just debunked the thing that you
No,
just claimed.
I clearly
There's
said
no
something. No,
reason
no,
to
no, no, no.
state that the
Yes,
universe wasn't
you are.
created by something that isn't
No,
also contingent.
no. 1 second, 1 second. I just said something that is contingent cannot be the explanation for the existence of something else that is contingent. This is what I said.
Are
So
my
your parents
parents the
are.
explanation for why I exist? Are we
They
both
are not.
contingent? Yes, yes. So the
No, they are
universe
not.
does not have to be
No.
created from
You're
something that
straw manning.
was
I said
not
no. I
contingent.
said no. I said no. You're straw
No, you
manning.
didn't
I
say
said
no.
no.
You said yes.
I said no. Why you said? I said no. I said no. I repeat again. No, your parents are not an explanation for your existence. Your parents are actually just
So
in a
you're
causal
just
chain
playing
from your
dumb
own
word
existence.
games, and I don't
You are
care
the one
anymore.
playing dumb. You
The
are the one
God you
playing dumb.
believe in is
Run.
contingent
Just run. It's
according to
okay.
your own
Run.
definition of
It's
what
okay. Run. You
contingency
wanna
is.
run?
But
You
then
don't
you
wanna let
just
me speak?
said, no,
Run.
it's an agent, which means you're just
It's
playing
okay.
the
You can
game
run.
I win,
It's
like in
okay. You
Big
can run.
Daddy, and
Run.
it's idiotic, and I don't care anymore. This is why it's pointless to argue with philosophy because they'll just claim, no, this thing I've been arguing for the whole time, it's actually a different thing. I know I didn't lay that out at any point, but I have this in my back pocket. I have my Blue Eyes White Dragon card that I can pull out at any point and just say, no, that's a category error because God is blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter if it's an agent. It's anything that exists, contingent or necessary beings or whatever. It doesn't matter what kind of thing it is. So, anyways, I'm going to talk to Nils and then I'm going to leave.
Oh, I just wanted to say, I don't think that guest used any of the philosophy right. Like,
Probably not.
because I don't think our is contingency and necessity mutually exclusive? I don't think it is. Yet that was the crux of his argument.
I don't know. I think the consensus among philosophers is those are probably the two types of things. If there's some sort of messy exception, I don't think that there are any like good explanations for what any of that would be.
Okay. Even then, it's just like such a weird argument because it's like you pointed out, if it is a god, or if you want to call it God, it doesn't have free will. It's just an agent of like you. It's the same way as calling gravity God, right?
If it can't be any other way, because otherwise it's contingent, then yeah, it doesn't have free will. That's what I said. But it has
Yeah.
infinite powers and abilities, and it can do anything, which means it could have done anything, which means that's his definition of what a contingent thing is.
Yeah. It's just I don't know. I just requested it to be like
He,
philosophy isn't dumb. It's just that guy was
in other words, in other words, what I'm saying is, no you,
basically.
no you. Holy crap. All right, everybody. Well, join the mailing list for the. I have my store open now. I don't have any merchandise in stock, but I have it all like ready to order. So hopefully soon that'll all come up, and the book will be coming out hopefully in a couple of months. So, yay.
Oh, I did have a weird question for you though. That does have
Yeah, go
to.
ahead.
Do you think it would be good to teach fundamental set theory to a child at a young age?
I don't know.
Okay, because I don't. In my brain, I'm like, basically, I
I
might
have
be an
no idea.
uncle soon, so I just want to like indoctrinate my nephew into math or niece or whatever it'll be. Um, so I'm just kind of curious about like your thoughts on early education and how to like avoid dogmatic thinking in a person.
I don't know. I think the way we do education does a pretty good job. I think our problems are like these deep seated cultural problems and the influence of, like there's a lot of dogmatic beliefs predicated and hard like literally ingrained into our politics, but also just like the way Americans think about like even sports is just as toxic and tribal as the way we think about religion and politics. So it's just sort of, I don't know. I've had this theory for a while that the United States, the lower 48 is about the same size as Europe, like square miles wise. It's only about half the population, but square miles wise, it's close to the population of Europe. But Texas is a neighbor with New Mexico, but Texas and New Mexico are vastly more similar than France and Spain are, or that France and the UK are, or that France and Germany are, right? So we call ourselves a pluralistic society, but like we're also kind of not, I feel like. And I wonder if like the type of like perspective that they have of like actual real differences, and that Europe has a way deeper history than we do. I wonder if that kind of makes us think in a very like sort of like standardized way, and like it makes us think that we're so much wiser than we are, because that's a very typical criticism of Americans by other people. And I wonder if it's an unfortunate accident of our geography.
Yeah, that's one thing, because that's actually another thing that I'm actually really worried about is the idea like if I do teach them something, will they look like I don't want someone to just look at the world the way I do because I know the way I look at the world is flawed. I want them to look at the world with a better perspective and be able to be smarter. But then it's like how do you do that if you're how do you make someone smarter than you? I guess is the question.
I wouldn't want to do that. Like, you're gonna stay beneath me.
What are you, the Old Testament God? Tower of Babel much?
Yeah, yeah, totally. No, you. Well, anyways, I'm just glad that we now. I never, the whole contingent thing with the whole God. I never actually put that together. until that guy did such a great job of describing what necessary and contingent beings are. And therefore, the God he believes in, by definition, is contingent because it's infinite and has infinite abilities and could have been any way, which means it's contingent. And if it's not contingent, it doesn't even have free will. So therefore, it would logically disprove it because he believes in a God that has free will and is non contingent, but that's irreconcilable with either one of those things. So,
See, slam dunk. Anyway, sorry, I'll leave you to it. I just had those two questions.
oh, yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Thanks. Have a good one. Stay safe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What's going on in the chat? You guys have actually, the chat's been actually going crazy all night, but I haven't been paying like hardly any attention to it. Oh, thanks, Ellis. You should debate with that guy from Veritasium? Derek? What would I debate him about? You fundamentally don't understand what contingent means, apparently. He said that that's what it means to be contingent. So the chat is contingent. It is. Apparently all things in the universe are, which is fine. We made a drinking game based on how many times the word contingent was used. Oh, well, there are no survivors then. Make Catherine come back? No. I don't want that. Catherine. All right. Well, liver failure time. I would drink with you guys, but it's already 9:20. So, man, I like doing this. It's fun. Are synapsids contingent? Well, they evolved, so I guess they have to be. All right, everybody, I'm gonna go to bed. Later.